What's cracking, guys? Bruce Matson here, your host show of Metric Scout Fantasy Football. And I guess we're just going to make this a quick little series. We're going to go over keep, trade, cuts, rankings. Today we're going to go over the quarterbacks for Dynasty, look at the values. We got some strange stuff going on with quarterbacks, so that's going to be fun to look at. Deshaun Watson probably come back. Tom Brady back from retirement. Let's see how the market's valuing these guys. Let's see with this short bit of news how much of a change we're going to get with these players. But right now, we're going to look at keep, trade, cuts, dynasty rankings for quarterbacks. But before we do, though, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Every subscription matters. Fuels me to keep pumping out this content. Fuels me to keep going over dynasty rankings, rookie draft rankings, helping you with your fantasy teams and everything else. But with that being said, let's take a look at keep, trade, cut. Here are the Dynasty quarterback rankings for KeepTradeCut.com. We're just going to go through all these real quick. At the top, Patrick Mahomes, 26 years old, tier 1 with these guys. Josh Allen next, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. This all seems pretty standard here. Other places, other leagues, probably mixed around a little bit. Seems all right, pretty standard. Personally, when it comes to quarterback, I'm more of a late round guy. I don't pay up for them, so I don't really pay much attention to the top outside of values, helping people out with trades and stuff like that, especially for Superflex. But Patrick Mahomes, you're going to get some years with him. He's still in 26. Same with Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, all younger quarterbacks. Let me know who's your preference here. I imagine we're going to get some different things here. Joe Burrow's just 25. Lamar Jackson's just 25. So the young quarterbacks who've been productive. Let's look at Deshaun Watson's flow chart here, or value chart, however you want to say it. Look at the big increase here. He is now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. QB7 on the rankings. He's past Dak Prescott and Trey Lance. Values going up. Are you looking to get him in fantasy, but are you looking to sell him? Whatever you're doing. What are you doing with Deshaun Watson? I haven't really thought about it. I'm not much of a quarterback guy. Superflex, yeah, but usually in Superflex leagues, once that quarterback's established, it's really hard to pay for him or buy him. So, I don't know. Quarterbacks has just always been an iffy position. It's been a position that always just backfilled later or caught values in rookie drafts. Dak Prescott, values dropping, values slipping. Lost Amari Cooper. We're going to see that. CeeDee Lamb's going to have to step up and be the wide receiver 1. Are they going to get a wide receiver in the draft? A lot of people are pegging Treylon Burks to the Cowboys. That makes sense, but they got a lot of other holes to fill. They got to do some things. They got some cap issues. I don't know if that's going to happen and may draft a wide receiver later. I don't know if they're going to go wide receiver first round. I don't think that'd be the greatest idea, especially when you just get one next year in the first round or year after. But Treylon Burks, he falls to him, at like 24? That could be a deal for them. Trey Lance, the future Konami code specialist. This is a decent price for him if you want to take a shot at this speculative asset. We got a lot of values here at quarterback. That's why I'm so late round focused. Russell Wilson, decent value increase. Didn't go up too much, even though he's got some decent weapons in Denver. Sucks that he doesn't have Noah Fant, but still. Sutton, Judy, he can make something happen with that. Trevor Lawrence, the market doesn't know what to do with him. Again, 22 years old. Didn't look good last year, but the Jaguars from top down did not look good last year. So we could see some changes with this team. Moving on down, Justin Fields, another big-time prospect, a big-time speculation asset here. He could shoot up to the moon on us. Him and Lawrence, both those guys. And they're pretty cheap for what they are, especially when people are paying up for Lance. And you got these other young quarterbacks. Look how high they're valued at. If Fields or Lawrence just show any signs of life. A lot of people are scared of Jalen Hurts. He's a big value. He's a big value. If he's on your team, you're not really wanting to sell him unless someone pays up. I can understand that because you're getting that production. But on the other hand, people are scared to pay for him. Matthew Stafford's pretty steady with Cooper Kupp and company over there. Aaron Rodgers, look at the value increase since he came back to Green Bay. That's to be expected, right? Him to move up in value a little bit. Mac Jones, a young quarterback. You know what? He could give you some production later on down the road if the Patriots open it up a little bit and they have some receivers, if he's there long term, which should be, he's only 23 years old. Imagine they're going to lock him up eventually. I could see him being a QB1 sometime, maybe for a short run. You never know. I mean, we're talking about a decade of time. You don't know what'll happen then. Malik Willis. This seems like an appropriate spot for a guy. He's a speculation asset that could really go to the moon and could really nosedive really quick. And this is a good price tag for that. If you want to speculate, get your quarterback earlier, come back, get Willis on the cheap, get Willis in a rookie draft, however you want to do it. Tua's undervalued. This team's going to be changing a lot. I think Tua's a buy, especially at this price tag. I would take him above Derek Carr, Cousins. I feel safer with him than Willis. I think he's got more upside than Mac Jones. Feel safer than Hurts. I feel good with Tua. Zach Wilson. I'm kind of scared, but again, the value's there. I think there could be some upside. I'm not really sold on him though, but it's not like I won't be buying him if he's this cheap and if he's borderline free. I love free quarterbacks. And this rookie class, when mixed in with the vets, are out of value. And they should be out of value because it's not the greatest rookie class, but you're probably going to get something out of it. You probably are. You're probably going to get something out of it. We just don't know what. We have a mixed bag here because these guys have the red flags, but they also got like a few good things that are on the profile that you can hitch their wagon to, and you just got to pick the right one. Sam Howell looked good early in his career, has a decent ball, has some things mechanical on his tape that are big-time issues. Matt Corral, he's mobile, big arm, was considered a QB1 in his class. Now the offseason, draft season in, he's faded back a little bit. Kenny Pickett wasn't even productive till his fifth year, his second senior season. That's a big red flag, but the production's there. Tape this year looks good, so he could develop into something. Going to be a first-round pick. Carson Wentz got a little bump up in value since he went to the Commanders, since he went to Washington. Baker Mayfield, he's ahead of some dudes, even though people hate him. People hate his guts. The thing about it, he's got Amari Cooper now. That did not affect his stock. I don't know if it's been too quick of a turnaround for us to notice on the site, but that should help him a little bit. Cheap, he's free. He's probably throwing in one QB. I'm going to hold some value, though, in Superflex. Jameson Winston. Interested to see what happens with him. Jimmy G. Nah. Daniel Jones. He does have a little bit of rushing production. Maybe he can turn around, but probably not. Jared Goff. Time is ticking with him in Detroit. Eventually, they're going to get another quarterback in. Matt Ryan, old faithful, 36 years old. How many years does he have left in the tank? What can he do for us? Jordan Love, I don't think this is a good idea to even think about drafting him. I just don't think so. Mitchell Trubisky, where will he go in free agency? Look at the rise in value here. People are interested in that, which isn't really a smart move. Yet, I mean, this is just false hope on what are you looking to do with Mitchell Trubisky, honestly. I mean, Superflex, you can get a little value for a flip, but that's about it. Carson Strong, dirt cheap. Strong with a strong arm, can sling it downfield. Decent draft capital. Going to be interested to see where he goes. Could be the surprise of this year's draft. He's going to be cheap in Superflex. Going to be super cheap in 1QB rookie drafts. He's a guy you want to pay for at that price tag. Just see if he exceeds expectations, because he does have some things in his profile. Other guys, Marcus Mariota, Sam Darnold. Look at that. Look how high his value was and how far he fell. That is a fall from, don't want to say grace, but fall from something. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves, it's over for you. Taysom Hill, rough roller coaster ride there in value. Let's go down here to Tom Brady. He's down here really far in the rankings. Tumbled from the retirement. Look at the spike up. They're already recording the data, which is kind of cool. He is coming up. We need to check in a few days just to see where he's at. Next time I do this series, I'll probably do it once a month or so, maybe a month and a half. That way I don't burn you guys out. We'll look at where Tom Brady's at. Looks like he's got a little pump up here in value. Very interesting to me to see what happens. Just happened just a few hours ago. Him coming back. Again, 44 years old, father time, doesn't want to approach Tom right now. If we go farther, that's it. Top 50. Top 50 in the rankings. That's it for the quarterbacks. Let me know what you think about the Dynasty quarterbacks and these values here on keeptradecut.com. Again, this is a crowdsourced website. They ask you questions like these. Keep a guy, cut a guy, trade a guy, and somehow they curate the data. And again, when you look at these, sometimes these questions don't make sense. So you kind of like, keep him. I'll kind of trade him. I'll kind of cut him. Hit your button. See how it goes. Don't know how that figures out the data, but they get the rankings and you get the values. From a resource perspective, it kind of gives you a market value of kind of what the average dude is looking at. Kind of not expert rankings, but it does give you a market value. It's kind of a market value and how the large sum of people view these players and prospects. It's something you want to look at, especially when you get in dynasty leagues you haven't been in before, and you never know what the startup draft's going to look like. So it could look very similar to what these rankings are because, again, this is what the masses are coming up with. This isn't like insider info or high-end depth analysis. It's straight up market. Straight up market. You don't get everything in the market. You got to think, when you look at actual markets, you look at actual stock markets, crypto and stuff, you'll see strange things as well. That's kind of the cool thing about looking something that is crowdsourced. You get everything. And I like that. But I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Every subscription matters. Fuels me to keep pumping out this content. Fuels me to keep helping with your dynasty teams and your rookie drafts, all that stuff. But again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you next time.